Hi, I'm AJ, and did you know that we can't actually feel temperature? Not only can we not feel temperature, we can't see it, taste it, smell it, or hear it. In fact, we can't really sense temperature at all. So what is it that we feel when we touch something hot or cold? The answer is heat transfer. Heat transfer is the transfer of energy from a high temperature to a low temperature. Now, we can't actually feel those temperatures, but we can feel the energy moving between them. It's that transfer of thermal energy, or heat transfer, that we're actually feeling. Now, heat transfer can occur in 4 different ways: radiation, advection, conduction, and convection. First, let's talk about radiation. Everything, everywhere, no matter what, always radiates, unless it's at absolute zero. But absolute zero is so cold that, as far as we know, nothing in the universe right now is actually at absolute zero. So, for all intents and purposes, everything radiates. And we can actually take advantage of the fact that everything radiates by using an infrared camera to measure and observe advection, convection, conduction, and of course, radiation. Now let's talk about advection. Advection is heat transfer caused by mass transfer. So when mass moves, it actually carries heat with it. Similar to this hairdryer. When I turn on the hairdryer, it heats up the air and blows it forward. That hot air has energy in it, which is moved or transferred by the movement of air. So the mass transfer is causing heat transfer. We can actually see advection using an infrared camera if I blow hot air across this plate. You can see the hot molecules of air and water in my breath actually carrying heat across the plate. The next mode of heat transfer I want to talk about is conduction. Now, conduction is the transfer of energy through a static or non-moving substance. So that could be heat transfer through a solid, heat transfer through a static or non-moving liquid or gas, or heat transfer between a solid and another solid, or a solid and a static or non-moving gas. The important thing is that conduction only occurs between substances that aren't moving. For example, we can see conduction with an infrared camera if I touch my hand to this plate. As I hold my hand there, it transfers heat into the plastic, so that when I move it away, we can actually see the hot imprint of my hand left behind. The last mode of heat transfer I want to talk about is convection, which is a combination of conduction and advection. See, when heat conducts from a non-moving substance to a moving substance, it gets a little bit of a boost. So, for example, when heat conducts out of my hand into the air, that air can actually move away either naturally because hot air rises, or by force, such as when blown by a hairdryer. When it moves away, that brings in cold air that can then absorb more energy through conduction from my hand again. And again, we can actually see this if I blow hot air over this plate. My hot breath advects over the plate and conducts into the plate. The combination of those two is that my hot breath convects into the plate. So there you go. 4 modes of heat transfer that we can feel and use to describe the world around us. To review, that's radiation, advection, conduction, and convection. I hope you enjoyed this video and it helped you understand heat transfer just a little bit more. And, of course, stay curious.